faithfully delivering value by interpreting the world's best books. Hi, this is Sally with the Book Talk. Today, I'll be interpreting the book Border Town for you. Border Town is the representative work of famous writer Shen Congwen, published in 1934. It ranked second in Asia Weekly's top 100 Chinese novels of the 20th century, just behind Lu Xun's The Scream. Scholars praise it as the pinnacle of the pastoral tradition in modern Chinese literature. Following the true story of Ok, it reshaped China's image. When Shen Congwen started writing Border Town in 1933, it was the happiest time of his life. That year, he emerged in the literary world, just married Zhang Zhaohe, and his friend Ba Jing came to Beijing and stayed at his home. At that moment, love, career, youth, all happiness converged. Then he let Ba Jing write in the study while he set up a small table under the locust and jujube trees in the yard, letting sunlight spill on the paper as he wrote his dreams. Shen Congwen said, "I aim to create pure poetry detached from life, and this poem is Border Town." Shen Congwen didn't specify when the Border Town story takes place. From the plot, it's likely the 1920s or 1930s. At the Sichuan-Hunan border, near the mountain town Chadong, there's a stream. To the west stands a white pagoda, a ferry boat, and below it lives a family. This family has only an old man, a young girl, and a yellow dog. The old man guards the ferry. The girl is his granddaughter named Cuicui, and the old man is her maternal grandfather. But since Cuicui has only this one relative, she calls him grandfather. Cuicui's mother was very beautiful and skilled at singing. 17 years ago, she had a secret affair with a young garrison soldier in Chadong. She got pregnant, and they agreed to commit suicide. The soldier took poison first. After giving birth, Cuicui's mother also killed herself. The old boatman raised the orphan to adulthood. That orphan is Cuicui. She's stunningly beautiful, like a little deer, with dark skin, long eyebrows, big eyes, lively yet well-behaved. She never thinks cruel thoughts, doesn't worry or get angry. If a stranger notices her, she looks ready to bolt into the deep mountains. But once she sees no ill intent, she relaxes and happily plays by the water. Kui and her grandfather's life is simple and peaceful. Every day, with the diligent yellow dog, they ferry passengers back and forth across the river. On sunny days when no one is crossing, they enjoy leisure time. Grandfather and Cuicui sit on a big rock at the door, sunbathing. They throw a piece of wood into the water from a height, letting the yellow dog jump in and retrieve it. Cuicui and the yellow dog listen attentively to grandfather telling stories. They also make flutes from small bamboo and play tunes. In her free time, Cuicui imitates cow and sheep calls, picks wildflowers to put in her hair, pretending to be a bride. Just a mile ahead is Chadong, which in the book's title, Border Town, means a small flat land where Han Chinese live in Maya language. This place is located in today's Huaiyuan County, Shaanxi, Tujia, and Maiyao Autonomous Prefecture, Hunan Province. Chadong has pleasant scenery, a military garrison, and about 500 households. Although this is a commercial hub between Shaanxi and eastern Sichuan, life is peaceful and quiet, with simple and honest customs. People here value righteousness over profit, are honest and trustworthy, living an upright and simple life. The boat chief in charge of the docks in Chadong is called Shun. He is generous, public-spirited, and less respected. Shun has two sons. The elder is Tianbao, 18 years old, with a bold, broad-minded, blunt, and straightforward personality. The younger one is Nuosong, 16 years old, handsome in appearance and steady in character. These two brothers had strict upbringing since childhood, so they grew up strong as tigers, yet gentle, kind, neither arrogant nor lazy. Like their father, they are respected and beloved in Chadong. People affectionately call them Dalao and Erlao, which in Shaanxi dialect means big brother and second brother. The names Tianbao and Nuosong have special meanings. Hmm. People in Shaanxi revere heaven, so naming the elder son Tianbao clearly seeks divine protection. The younger son's name Nuosong means child sent by the Nuo god. Nuo is an ancient primitive culture. The Nuo god is the most revered deity in Shaanxi. Life in Chadong is peaceful, so every festival is a grand occasion. Dragon Boat Festival arrives, and everyone is happy because there are dragon boat races. Sturdy young men, like calves, row the colorfully decorated boats, with firecrackers and drums booming, cheers from both banks, making it a rare, lively event. Dragon Boat Festival holds special meaning for Cuicui, because during it she met Nuosong and Tianbao, and both young men fell for her. So here's how it happened. 2 years ago, grandfather and 13-year-old Cuicui went to town to watch the dragon boat races. But grandfather was worried about the ferry, so he left Cuicui and the yellow dog by the river and went back alone. It got dark, and Cuicui, waiting anxiously and fearfully by the river, met Nuosong. Nuosong kindly invited her to his home to wait for grandfather. But Cuicui misunderstood Nuosong as being disrespectful and scolded him. Nuosong didn't get angry. Instead, he sent a servant to escort her home. From the servant, Cuicui learned that the one she scolded was Nuosong, the handsome young man everyone in Chadong adores. She was both surprised and shy, and from then on, she had a sweet and vague attachment to Nuosong in her heart. The next year, Cuicui and grandfather went again to Chadong to watch the dragon boat races. She was hoping to see Nuosong, but unfortunately, that year Nuosong was away and didn't come home. Cuicui met Nuosong's brother Tianbao, and Tianbao, seeing the beautiful Cuicui, also fell for her. This year, Cuicui is 15, and according to local custom, she can be a bride. But her marriage is a worry for grandfather. Grandfather is a kind, yet stubborn old man with a strong character. Although he never complains, he's never forgotten his daughter's tragedy over the years. The villagers in Chadong see death as a rest for a kind person after a hard life. Grandfather knows his time is limited, but he can't rest easy yet. He still has one last concern. Cuicui isn't settled yet. Back then, Cuicui's young and beautiful mother took her own life because of marriage troubles, so grandfather especially wishes for Cui's happiness. Tianbao and Nuosong each personally went to grandfather to sound him out. Grandfather knows both brothers like Cuicui, feeling both worried and happy. Happy because they come from top-notch families and have fine qualities. Worried because he doesn't know Cuicui's feelings or if they can take good care of her. Grandfather dares not decide for Cuicui, so his attitude seems vague. Seeing that grandfather didn't object, Tianbao and Nuosong each started to take action. Dragon Boat Festival arrived, and Nuosong invited grandfather and Cuicui to his home to watch the dragon boat races. Cuicui, who is already longing for this handsome, passionate, and considerate young man, happily went to Chadong. But at Nuosong's home, Cuicui found she had a strong competitor, Wang Shangshang's daughter. Wang Shangshang owns a brand new mill house by the big river and serves as Tuanzong, the leader of the landlord's armed militia. So this family is wealthy and influential. Wang Shangshang also favored Nuosong and sent someone to propose marriage to Cuicui. While watching the dragon boats, she overheard gossip that Nuosong likes a girl who ferries boats. Hearing this, Cuicui felt complex emotions. It was clear choosing the Tuanzong's daughter meant inheriting the mill house and comfort, but choosing her meant inheriting only a worn-out ferry. That same day, Tianbao sent word to grandfather expressing his wish to marry Cuicui. Grandfather offered Tianbao two paths: the carriage road, where his father arranges a formal proposal through matchmakers, or the horse road, where Tianbao himself sings for Cuicui for 3 years and 6 months from the high cliff opposite the ferry. Grandfather said, whether carriage or horse road, the marriage depends entirely on Cuicui's choice. Soon Shenchun formally sent a marriage proposal. Grandfather told the matchmaker he must consult Cuicui's opinion. Truthfully, grandfather approved of Tianbao. As he put it, every boat needs a dock, every bird needs a nest. Marrying into a good family matters. Wealthy, honest, and generous, Tianbao was a fortunate match. But Cuicui felt differently. Learning of Tianbao's proposal unsettled her. She didn't dislike him. Yet, her heart belonged to Nuosong, though his affection for her was already an open secret locally. But could this unspoken hazy love compete with the privileged life Wang Changxing offered? Now aware of each other's feelings, the brothers, bound by deep affection, refused to fight with weapons, yet neither would concede. Nuosong proposed. Both would go to the moonlit cliff by the stream at night and take turns singing for Cuicui. Whoever song drew Cuicui's response would marry her. Singing is a local courtship tradition. Since Cuicui's parents pledged their love through singing, this was truly fair. That night, singing came from the western cliff, soft and lingering. In her dream, Cuicui's soul floated up with the beautiful singing, gently drifting to the white pagoda, down to the vegetable garden, onto the boat, then soaring to the cliff opposite to pick tiger grass. Lulled by the singing, Cuicui drifted into sleep, thinking she had the sweetest dream. But grandfather was awake. Listening intently, half the night, grandfather thought the singing came from Tianbao. He figured Tianbao loved Cuicui so much that he pursued both the carriage and horse roads. What grandfather didn't know, Tianbao never sang that night. He and Nuosong climbed together. Since Tianbao proposed first, he insisted Nuosong sing first. When Nuosong began, Tianbao knew he couldn't compete, so he stayed silent all night. Every song was Nuosong's. After returning, heartbroken, Tianbao decided to take the family's new boat far from Chadong to forget everything. July and August are when meteors streak the sky. Grandfather said people also die then. Grandfather's words proved prophetic. Tianbao's boat capsized en route, and he vanished without a trace. Hearing the news, grandfather couldn't believe it. He went to Chadong and met Nuosong, about to search for his brother's body. Grandfather had so much to say, but it stiffened on his lips, clumsily becoming Erlao. I heard the mill house will be yours. Could you assign me to guard the mill? This was as Nuosong prepared to leave for his brother's funeral arrangements. At his brother's funeral, grandfather brought up marriage and inheritance, even asking for work. Wasn't that too callous? Actually, grandfather's words were tied to Cuicui. With Tianbao gone, others sought Nuosong. Thinking of Cuicui's uncertain future, grandfather had 1,000 words stuck in his chest, but in haste he chose the most misunderstood way. By then, grandfather couldn't maintain proper etiquette or thoughtfulness. In his panic, he wasn't truly asking to guard the mill. He wanted Nuosong to say, I won't accept the mill house. But Nuosong, grieving, left without a word. Actually, Shenchun and his son understood the old boatman's intentions, but Tiandao's death cast an inescapable shadow. Plus, grandfather never gave a clear answer, which they saw as playing games, so Nuosong's marriage was postponed. Soon, Wang Shangshang sent someone again to ask Nuosong, who confessed before his father and the matchmaker that he couldn't let go of Cuicui. The matchmaker was a tactful man. Seeing Cuicui and her grandfather as obstacles, he lied to grandfather. Shenshun agreed to the marriage, adding cruelly, fate controls all, poor Tianbao, so handsome, drowned. The matchmaker is the story's only villain. His words carried weight and cunning. First, he claimed Nuosong chose the mill house over the ferry because a ferry moves, but a mill stays fixed. Though Nuosong never said this, outsiders found it reasonable. Second, he declared Cuicui's tragedy heaven sent, beyond mortal power, hinting grandfather should abandon hope. These words were too sharp, too heavy. Shattered, grandfather fell ill. Days later, slightly recovered, he struggled to Chadong to find Shun Shun, unaware their home was in turmoil. Shun Shun refused the girl who killed his son for Nuosong. Nuosong, grieving Tianbao, losing Cuicui, and forced into marriage, fled by boat to Taiwan County. Meeting grandfather, Shangshan was cold. He hid these events and told him to stop meddling in marriages. This made grandfather misunderstand, thinking Shun Shun allied with Wang Shengsheng. Like a blow to the gut, Tianbao dead, Nuosong lost to Cuicui. Grandfather had guarded her dreams of a happy marriage. Now that hope seemed vanishing, where would Cuicui's fate lead? His daughter's tragedy 16 years ago resurfaced. Heavily, grandfather returned to Cuicui, face ashen. That night, heavy rain fell, thunder roared. Next morning, Cuicui woke to find the ferry washed away, the garden destroyed. The white pagoda behind the house collapsed. Grandfather had silently died during the thunderous night. After grandfather's death, the entire border town mobilized. People brought a new ferry boat. Grandfather's old friends rushed to arrange the funeral. Shunshin came with rice wine and pork, and Cuicui sent 2 helpers. Grandfather was laid to rest in a simple wooden coffin, arranged by everyone. Half a year later, through community fundraising, the White Pagoda was rebuilt. Cuicui took over grandfather's work, guarding the ferry and his grave alone by the stream. She waits quietly for Nuosong, the young man who sang under moonlight, lifting her soul, who hasn't returned. Will he come back? No one knows. Perhaps he will never return. Or perhaps he will return tomorrow. The story ends here. Why has such a simple tale with an open ending become a modern literature classic? First, the writing in Border Town is exceptionally beautiful. Wang Zhenqi once said that the language of Border Town is the finest of Shen Congwen's prime. The language of this period is rich and succulent in every sentence, perfectly balanced. Like a basket of freshly picked Yantai agate cherries, Shen's language is refreshing, capable of painting complete landscapes or sketching boundless imagery with few strokes. And, for example, Shen describes, the riverbanks feature high mountains with slender bamboo for papermaking, deep green, year-round, striking to the eye. Homes nest among peach and apricot blossoms. In spring, note this, where peach blossoms bloom, homes exist. Where homes exist, wine flows. In summer, dazzling purple-dyed clothes drying in sunlight serve as flags marking dwellings. In autumn and winter, houses on cliffs or watersides stand distinct. Mountains, rivers, homes blending movement and stillness into a breathtaking landscape. Another example, Shen masterfully depicts the stream beside Cuicui. The scenery transforms with Cuicui's emotions across different scenes. Before understanding love, Cui once guarded the ferry alone in rain. Shen wrote, rain fell endlessly, the stream's surface was mist. This beautiful yet hollow scene, this lonely silence, echoes Cuicui's inner confusion. Later, hearing Nuosong's song in her dream, Cuicui first felt love stirring. When Cuicui looked at the stream, it quietly transformed. Shen Congwen wrote, the moonlight was exceptionally soft, a thin white mist floating over the stream. At this moment, if someone sang across the stream with echoes answering, it would be utterly beautiful because Cuicui now held someone in her heart. The stream side correspondingly held a place for that person. In this scene, Cuicui hoped someone would sing just across the water. Beyond beautiful language, the character portrayals in Border Town are remarkably successful. When writing characters, Shen Congwen avoids judgment and rarely depicts inner thoughts, at most saying, the old boatman was deeply unhappy. He lets characters act naturally, leaving readers to interpret underlying meanings. For example, when Tianbao sent a marriage proposal through others, Grandfather offered two paths. One where the father decides through matchmakers, called the carriage road. The other was to stand on the cliff, singing for Cuicui for 3 years and 6 months, called the horse road. Shanshan's sons were ideal sons-in-law for many families. Such a proposal seemed heaven sent. Why didn't grandfather agree immediately but offered two paths? What was grandfather truly thinking? Shen Congwen leaves this unstated. The answer is simple. Grandfather loved Cuicui. Though poor, he refused to trade his granddaughter's happiness for prosperity. He secretly hoped a youth would win Cuicui through sincere love, patient waiting, and beautiful songs. Grandfather wished Tianbao would choose the horse road. Only hard-earned love would be cherished, securing Cuicui's lifelong happiness. The novel's vivid characters also shine through distinctive dialogue, like showing Shunshun's generosity, honesty, and integrity. One sentence suffices. After Tianbao's death, grandfather rushed to Shunshun's home. Despite his grief, Shunshun didn't mourn or blame him, but said, "Old uncle, let's cancel that matter we discussed. Tianbao Dalo Da has passed, you know." While grieving his son, he restrained himself to consider the other's perspective. First, he calmly declared the proposal void. This is the natural generosity and dignity of a folk hero. Beyond language and characterization, Border Town's greatest achievement lies in reflecting Shen Congwen's profound insights into fate, humanity, history, and society. Shen Congwen summarized Border Town thus: everything brims with goodness, perfect and noble hopes. Yet, everywhere there are misfortunes. Thus, Border Town is a tragedy. Beautiful things derailed by fate's cruelty. This embodies Shen Congwen's observation and understanding of fate. Li Jianlu once commented that all characters in Border Town are kind, yet inherently contain tragedy. The sorrow is innate to them, born from destiny. Precisely because of their kindness, the weight of sorrow feels deeper. Shen Congwen said, among many critiques, only Li Jianwu perceived this sorrow. Yet, Shen didn't wallow in sorrow nor let it overwhelm him. He consistently sought to uncover beauty and goodness in his works, especially human beauty. Discussing Border Town's creation, Shen said, "I wanted to build a small Greek temple enshrining humanity. In this temple, all radiates goodness. Each person loves simply, yearns to be loved, embodying pure human beauty. In fact, at times, the characters' virtues seem so idealized they border on simplicity. For instance, Shunshun's generosity, Tianbao's kind bluntness, Nuosong's passion, Cuicui's sweetness, grandfather's fortitude, even ordinary passers-by appear purely good. Even Sheng's matchmaker can't be called a pure villain. His lies to grandfather were merely duty fulfillment. In this sense, the matchmaker could even be considered reliable. Thus emerges Shen's attitude. He broke free from tragedy's grip, refusing to let it become despair. In Border Town, Cuicui's parents met tragedy, yet her life with grandfather held quiet beauty. Shunshun's coldness contributed to grandfather's death, yet he arranged the funeral and cared for Cuicui. Cuicui's love story remains tragic, but through his characters, Shen brought Cuicui, a new fairy, rebuilt the White Pagoda, and left undying hope for her and readers. Nuosong may never return, or perhaps he'll return tomorrow. The beauty of humanity purifies the soul, bringing lasting emotion and strength to strive forward. Beyond contemplating individual fate and humanity, Shen Congwen also wove reflections on human destiny into Border Town. Soon after starting this book, Shen paused writing due to his mother's critical illness and returned to Western Hunan to see her. During this journey, Shen traveled on a small boat. Drifting between heaven and earth, he pondered life, history, and society. These letters later became notes on a trip to Hunan. During this homecoming, Shen quietly observed mountain sunsets, riverbed stones, boat trackers, worn planks, contemplating life's truth and meaning. He wrote to Zhang Zhaohe, "History rushes onward, like an endless river. For millennia, people have lived fragmented yet solemn and faithful lives, crying, laughing, eating, drinking, despite hardships. Shen realized humans fulfill meaning and value simply by living beautifully. This insight struck him deeply. Awakened, Shen confessed, "I feel tender now for I love the world, I love humanity." These words became Shen's love letter to the world, cherishing past and present people striving honestly and the land sustaining them. To Shen, history is an unstoppable river. Ordinary people living faithfully amid change and hardship became his focus. This Western Hunan journey proved crucial. The reflections it sparked profoundly influenced Shen's literary work, most directly Border Town's creation. Returning to Beijing, Shen poured his love and hope for humanity into Border Town. Grandfather embodies this, living robustly and practically without questioning duty's meaning. To Nuosong, he said, "The world holds everything for youth. Chase the sun well, don't fail it, nor let it fail you." To Cuicui, "Be tougher, stronger, worthy of living on this land." Your grandfather's voice transcends an old boatman, it becomes Shen himself. Speaking, conveying blessings for youth and future. Some readers view Border Town as a love story. In truth, it carries Shen's deep patriotism. China in the 1930s was undergoing earth-shaking transformations. In the preface to Border Town, Shen Congwen stated that 20 years of civil war caused moral decay, replacing original simplicity, diligence, and integrity with poverty and laziness. Rebuilding a beautiful China requires arduous effort. Thus, through Border Town, Shen aimed to illuminate the unstained beauty of human nature, offering a lamp in darkness, blessings and encouragement to those concerned with national destiny and engaged in the solitary work of rejuvenation. Meng Zhengyi once said, Shen Congwen's literary creations and cultural relic research were saturated with patriotic sentiment. In his unwavering love for the motherland and concern for national fate, Shen remained patriotically steadfast, consistent and unchanging. Good, Border Town? That concludes our interpretation of this book. Reading notes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.